Derby to the Bronx.
Sweeper, but he nailed that one nicely.
The little things. 1-2 the pitch. And Manny takes right on the outside corner, strike 3 called. So 2 down, Tatis still at second base. Manny didn't love the call, slowly walking away from home plate. And the batter will be Gavin Sheets.
So comeback sinkers, good pitch by Fott. See often when Michael King is healthy, him use that exact pitch. And this time, Fott uses it on Manny, and looks like it nicks the outside corner for out number 2.
And King gets a lot of hitters to give looks to umpires the way Manny just did to Tripp Gibson.
No doubt.
First pitch to Sheets, left-handed batter is popped up into shallow right field. English and Marte back, and Marte in foul territory will get there to make the catch. And Sheets pops to second to end the bottom of the first inning. No runs, a hit. Fernando left at first, and no score after 1 on the Padres radio network.
Hey, it's Scraby.
We wanted to introduce something new, and then working in some of our past and what the past can look like in the future. I think our players absolutely love it, and our fans, we think they'll learn to love it, especially if you can win in it. You know, that kind of solves everything.
And once the threat has passed, our team works quickly and safely to restore power to affected communities. Learn more about public safety power shutoffs at sdge.com/PSPS.
Top of the second inning, the Trustin will score. Padres nothing, Diamondbacks nothing. Eugenio Suarez will lead off against Dylan Cease with Gurriel and McCarthy to follow. Beautiful summer evening here downtown, and first pitch swinging, Gurriel fouls it back, strike 1. All right, so Dylan Cease has now thrown 8 pitches in this game, and they have all been strikes.
Certainly has looked extremely sharp to start the game. He looked like that way his last start as well.
0-1 is grounded, foul left side, strike 2. And yeah, that's obviously the measure of the pitcher, right? It's one thing to do it for an inning, but in a starting role, going to need more from you than just that. And the other day, he went 6 in the nightcap against the Phils. 4 runs, 8 hits, threw a lot of pitches. 0-2 is in the dirt, first ball of the night. And the count is 1-2 on Suarez, and he was really good at the start. Then there were some really struggles, couple of home runs. Then he locked back in, got through the 6 innings. And that's got to be so maddening, particularly for a guy of this caliber. 1-2 to Eugenio Suarez. And outside with a slider, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And that really is just kind of the story of the season for Dylan Cease.
Have we seen that type of start for most of the starts this year?
2-2, and a foul ball straight back. We'll do it again.
He's had a couple that were wonky from the start, but those have been far and few in between. Most of them start just as this game has started.
Yeah, the really bad ones, the one in Sacramento against the A's, the one at Dodger Stadium, it was uh-oh from the get-go. 2-2 is high, ball 3, but you said it exactly right. The rest of the time when there have been issues, they've kind of come and gone throughout the game. And again, vexing for Dylan, who has so far this year dealt with not only the different facial hair, but also different repertoire at times, some mechanical adjustments. 3-2. Suarez swings, lines it into center. Jackson Merrill charging in, and underhanded. He gets there to make the running grab. One away.
He's getting better and better out at that position. I mean, you saw the ultimate evidence of it last night, but this is not an easy play. It's a low liner. He's not leaving his feet to make that play a little bit easier in terms of catching it, but nonetheless, great jump, great route for out number one.
Top of the second brought to you by Sinley Food. Ignite your taste buds with the freshest flavors at Sinley Food. Gurriel takes low ball one. Discover authentic ingredients at 4665 El Cajon Boulevard with Cook's Asian Resource. 1 out, nobody on. Top of the second inning, scoreless game. 3rd of 4 between the Padres and the Diamondbacks here this week. And a towering pop-up into very shallow left field. Bogart's back, having some trouble finding it. Sheets coming in. He's struggling with it, but able to make the catch. Kind of on the move, staggering forward. And Bryce Johnson, not Sheets. And Bryce makes the catch for the second out of the inning.
That looked like one of those pop-ups that no one really wanted to get up underneath. Bryce Johnson coming in from left field, able to corral it for out number 2.
That's how much left field Gavin has been playing as of late.
Yeah, no, he's been out there quite a bit.
7 straight games. Forgot for a moment he wasn't tonight. My apologies. 2 outs, nobody on for the left-hand hitting designated hitter, Jake McCarthy. Dylan's first pitch to him is a fastball strike, and 98-0-1.
But to your point, Dylan in his last start against the Phillies, 3 up, 3 down the first 3 innings, and then the 4th and 5th, for whatever reason, as it has really all year, CRA is up over 7 in those innings. Or those innings combined, and so I'm sure he knows, and I'm sure the staff is certainly paying close attention to it.
Ball low, 1-1 to McCarthy. Cease will deliver, and that one bounced in front of the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Yeah, Merrill's home run robbery against Corbin Carroll in the 5th inning last night was huge. Obviously, Tatis's against Naylor in the 8th, and it was neat after the game. Jackson said one of the guys he's really been studying when it comes to going back to the wall and making those catches, Michael Harris II of the Braves. That's an excellent choice. Here's the 2-1. Yeah, McCarthy swings and misses, strike 2.
I know people will focus on Michael Harris struggling offensively, but he's still an elite defender. And particularly at that particular ball, that wall ball, technique was perfect last night for both Jackson and Fernando.
2-2 to McCarthy, and served out into right field. Fernando charging in. He gets there, and he makes the catch. And a 1-2-3 inning, 6 up, 6 down for Dylan Cease again here tonight. Middle of the second, no score. And now here's what's happening at Valley View.
And if you need cash, access one of our 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs. San Diego County Credit Union. It's not big bank banking, it's better. Message and data rates may apply. Federally insured by the NCUA. For details, visit sdccu.com. Bottom of the second is brought to you by Symbiotica, the official wellness partner of the San Diego Padres. Take charge of your health with premium supplements. Visit Symbiotica.com.
Jackson Merrill leads off scoreless game. Batting 5th for the 2nd consecutive night. Prior to yesterday, hadn't done it since April 5th. Takes a breaking ball strike from Faude. That's the curve, 0-1. But we just mentioned his home run robbery against Corbin Carroll in last night's game. It was absolutely critical. Obviously, a game that ends 1-0, and the Padres robbed 2 home runs. 0-1. Jackson swings, grounds it slowly to first base. It'll be gobbled up by English right at the bag, and he touches first, 1 away. Torey Lovello, the Arizona manager, said after the game he could not ever remember a game in his baseball career in which he saw a team robbed of 2 home runs in one game.
I second that. Never seen it until last night. You're lucky if you show up to the field and you see 1, let alone 2. Both pretty much game-saving catches.
Incredible. Yeah, you're right. I mean, if the second one comes in a 6-1 game, it's not that big of a deal. Here's Xander. He takes the curveball for a strike. Stat of the day brought to you by Culligan Water of San Diego, providing advanced water treatment solutions, including softeners, filters, and bottled water. Ensuring cleaner, safer, and great-tasting water for homes and businesses since 1936. Ball outside, 1-1. Dave and I actually saw the Culligan truck here at Petco Park when we were walking in tonight. And stat of the day involves last night's game, a 1-0 Padre win. And if you're thinking to yourself, that feels like we've done it before this year, you are absolutely right. Pitch is a broken bat liner to Marte at second, and he makes the catch. 2 down here in the second inning. Padres now 14 shutout wins, more than any team in baseball. 5 of the 14 have been 1-0 wins. The last time there was a team to have 5 1-0 wins in a season was the 2019 Giants. And they did it the whole season, not like before the All-Star break.
Right.
And the Padres already 5 different 1-0 victories here this year. Kind of tells the story of the season. Here's Cronenworth, 2 outs, nobody on, no score, second inning. And Jake takes a fastball right on the outside corner, but called the ball 1-0. Cronenworth, like Luis Arraez, very much enjoys facing Brandon Pfaadt. He did last year, and he did when Pfaadt debuted in 2023 as well. Here's the 1-0, and Jake takes inside, 2 balls, no strikes. Cronenworth in 2024 was 5 for 10 against this guy, and now 7 for 16 in his career against the Arizona right-hander. Pfaadt delivers, and the 2-0 pitch is grounded to first base behind the bag. English has a big hop. He will feed Pfaadt covering. That is in time. And a 1-2-3 second inning for the Diamondbacks. On to the third. No score on the Padres Radio Network.
I think style, it's a very complicated thing.
Custom cleats came when I earned the rights to wear custom cleats.
So I think without going out and being loud and saying this is who I am or whatever, you can just kind of wear a certain shoe or a glove or a batting glove or whatever, and it kind of shows who you are.
When it comes to your health, you deserve to have a team behind you that's dedicated, innovative, and ready to step up to the plate. Palomar Health, champions of healthcare, champions for you. Visit palomarhealth.org to find a doctor.
Every game this year, Jesse and I will be answering questions from you guys, our listeners. And if you have a question for us, go to 973thefansd.com/question to send one in, and we may answer it on the air. Again, that's 973thefansd.com/question.
Top of the third inning, no score here against the Diamondbacks, and Arizona first baseman Tristan English making his major league debut will lead off. First time ever in a batter's box in a big league game. Swings at the first pitch from Dylan Cease and pops it into right field. Fernando is there, and he'll make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out for Cease here in the top of the third inning as we pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Padres Radio Network.
KWFN and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
This is Mike Schilt, manager of the San Diego Padres. The Padres play here on 97.3 The Fan.
And Odyssey Sports Station.
With Tony Gwynn Jr. and our producer engineer Dave Marcus, I'm Jesse Agler. Scoreless game here in the top of the third inning. And Tristan English just had his first career big league at bat. Popped up to right field, very routine on the first pitch that he saw. And the smile on his face as he went back to the dugout was as big as you've ever seen. James McCann takes low, 1-0. Not a lot of times you're going to see a guy look like that after popping out on one pitch, but he has arrived.
Yes.
Got a little pat on the back from Torey Lovello as he went into the dugout. 1-0, and McCann takes a fastball strike, 1-1. All right, so I'm going to ask you the question that 1,000 people have asked me today, because you would know as well as anyone. Which catch was better last night? Merrill or Tatis? Here's the 1-1. And McCann hits it in the air to deep left field. Johnson goes back. He will watch. It will go. Second deck in left for James McCann. His second home run as an Arizona Diamondback. And the Snakes go ahead 1-0 here in the third inning.
Got the heater inner third. And McCann unloads. Solo shot up into the second deck. Ball got out in a hurry. Diamondbacks take the lead 1-0. Just a misfire on the fastball. They wanted it away. It ends up leaking on the inner half. And McCann gets full extension.
A rather prodigious blast to left field, 434 feet. And Alec Thomas takes outside, ball 1.
Now, in terms of the catch, the better catch was probably Jackson's. The tougher catch was probably Toddy's.
Foul ball straight back. Explain.
Jackson had a little more air under it, so he was able to kind of get back, set his feet. Naylor's was more on a line, and Toddy didn't really have the chance to he got one look, and he got it right. Timed the jump perfectly, and that ball's a lot different, too.
Fastball for a strike 1 and 2.
It's a little bit higher. The part where he jumped is chain link, so he didn't have the option to put his foot in if he wanted to. And because it's on the corner, those are just, I think, more difficult catches to make.
Ball and 2 strikes to Thomas. 1 out, nobody on. 1-0 Diamondbacks. And a swing and a miss at a fastball, strike 3. Second K of the day for Cease. And now 2 down here in the top of the 3rd inning. And strikeout victim number 1, Corbin Carroll, comes to bat for the 2nd time.
And Cease gets right back to it. Gives up the solo shot and gets the punch out right behind it.
Spoken like a true parent, by the way. No favorites. Just different.
Yeah, they were different.
Carroll swings at the first pitch, sends it back towards us. And foul, strike 1. They were not ready to make a play down.
No, they weren't. They weren't. I don't even know that they knew that ball was going to actually come down near them.
Nacho's almost made a big mess. Carroll struck out on 3 pitches to lead off in the first inning. 0-1 pitch here. Swung on and missed, strike 2. That was the slider, and that looked like the Dylan Cease slider. 1-0 Arizona on the James McCann homer here in the 3rd inning. Cease has him 0-2. Pitch on the way. Carroll takes, and the fastball misses up and away at 97 miles an hour. Cease will turn and deal the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Got him to chase a slider in the dirt. And back-to-back Ks for Cease to finish the top of the 3rd after the home run by McCann. 2.5 of the books. Diamondbacks lead it 1-0. And now here's what's happening.
That's my security right there. That's the bad one, Roscoe Pico train.
Major League Baseball wanted to start doing something with the players and their dogs.
Which one's the dog?
I was undecided on whether to do a dog card or not, but my wife pushed me in the back and she wanted a famous dog, so she told me to do it.
I want to ask you about food. What is something that you have to eat to be the judge?
Oh, Aaron Judge! Send him to Monument Park now!
We got some good chefs in New York. They've been cooking up some nice chopped cheeses, and that kind of, it gets you, I don't know if I should tell the kids that they should be eating chopped cheese before a game.
Before the game, probably steak. That's usually what I go to.
A lot of steak, no vegetables.
No vegetables?
No vegetables.
No, it's just straight protein?
Yeah.
and dry your skin and scalp. Say hello to clear skin, silky hair, and happy taste buds with longer-lasting home pipes. Your family will love you for it. Join thousands like me who've upgraded their water. Call 760-350-3338 or visit ecowatersocal.com today. Trust me, your water should be perfect.
Check out upcoming theme games, including Margaritaville Night, Irish Heritage Celebration, and more. Explore all items and purchase a special theme game package at padres.com/theme games.
1-0 Diamondbacks. Bryce Johnson will lead off against Brandon Fott in the bottom of the third inning. And he takes low ball one. Martin Maldonado on deck. And then top of the order, Fernando Tatis Jr. 8-9-1 against Brandon Font, who has given up the 4th most extra base hits in the National League this year. Pitch inside, 2-0. Add another, the only Padre hit so far tonight, a double by Fernando leading off in the bottom of the 1st inning. He's also hit a bunch of guys, and he's got something of a home run problem. Here's the 2-0, and Johnson strokes it in the air to shallow center field. Kind of a false step back for Thomas, but he's got the speed to recover, and he comes in to make the catch, 1 away. Interestingly for Font, he's given up 16 home runs this year. 13 of the 16 away from Chase Field.
Really?
Pretty good place to give up a home run.
Yeah. It's a great place to give up a home run.
We call it Coors Light.
By the way, one of the best stadium names. Unofficial stadium names.
Unofficial, yes.
Yeah.
It's actually Chase Field. We don't want to upset the bankers. Maldonado takes inside ball 1.
But it is Coors Light, though.
Yeah. Perfectly describes it. And by the way, it's not that he's given up a bunch at Coors this year. Maldonado fouls one back, 1-1. In fact, he has given up 1 home run at Colorado this season. 3 at Dodger Stadium one night, 3 in Washington one night, couple in Philly one night, and a bunch of others on the road this year. Padres going to try and take him out at Petco. 1-1 pitch is swung on and popped into shallow right. Marte is back, calling everybody off, and the second baseman will make the catch quickly, 2 down. Trust and will score. Diamondbacks 1, Padres nothing. And Who's Hot, Who's Not brought to you by the Grilling Store at Hillcrest Ace Hardware, the official grilling store of the Padres Radio Network. For all your grilling needs, visit them on University Avenue or the Grilling Store, SD.com. Freddie Peralta of the Brewers is an all-star. He is hot, 5-0 in his last 5, and yesterday became the first 10-game winner in the National League this year. Pitch to Fernando is a fastball strike, 0-1. Nick Pivetta had a shot, by the way, but no decision in last night's game. Not hot, Ronald Acuna Jr. and Marcelo Zuna combined 9 for their last 55. Pitch is a little bit up to Tatis, 1-1. And according to Dave, Acuna just homered 5 minutes ago.
Of course. That's on brand.
Little cue shot, foul right side, 1-2. It's completely on brand because you remember on Monday, Jose Ramirez was our not hot. He has homered in every game since.
I don't know. If I'm a player out there and I'm cold, I'm calling Dave Marcus.
I mean, we don't normally put Padres on this list, but if you want to put Jackson in there tomorrow, he might not mind. Hard hit grounder to shortstop. Perdomo gobbles it up in the breadbasket, takes a couple of steps towards first, and his throw is in time to get Tatis. And into 1-2-3, bottom of the 3rd inning. On to the 4th at Petco Park. Diamondbacks ahead 1-0 on the Padres Radio Network.
I believe this one's it's a rookie card, I know, but I feel like it's the first card that I ever, big league card. Obviously, as a kid, trying to get to the big leagues, the dream of making it, but as a kid that had cards, right, as a kid, this is like seeing your card the first time is pretty cool. So that's pretty powerful when you see that card.
Stuff and your kids go to the right people if something happens to you. It's one of the most important things you can do for your family, and you can do it all online in minutes. Make your estate plan and make it count at trustandwill.com. That's trustandwill.com.
Ketel Marte will lead off in the top of the 4th inning. Trustin will score. The Diamondbacks 1 and the Padres nothing. Dylan Cease very sharp through 3, though he did give up the solo homer to McCann last inning. Marte batting left-handed, takes the first pitch fastball low, 1-0. As Tony was talking about, though, we have seen this kind of start to a start for Dylan Cease, and it is not necessarily meant that it would continue. It has just been a flummoxing season for the right-hander. 1-0, slow grounder, foul right side, 1-1. 9 up, 9 down to begin his start Wednesday evening in Philadelphia. Gave up a run in the 4th. A scoreless first 3 innings. It was not 9 up, 9 down. They gave up the 2-run homer to Kepler in the 4th. Pitch here, swung on and tipped into the catcher's mitt. Strike 2 to Marte. They gave up another home run the next inning. Then a 1-2-3 6th. to finish it off, but just not able to put the whole thing together. 1-2 to Marte. And he flinches and takes low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Marte 0 for 1. A little tapper that Cease made a nice play on back in the first inning. Geraldo Perdomo on deck and Eugenio Suarez to follow. Here's the 2-2. And Marte again right back to Cease. Dylan has got it. And the long overhand throw to first is in time. 1 away. Top of the 4th brought to you by Genesis Home Improvement, San Diego's trusted painting, roofing, and window company.
Great contact off the bat with Ketel Marte. Easy 1-3 putout for Dylan Cease.
Fielding his position. Perdomo switch hitter batting left-handed. He takes outside. 1 ball, no strikes. 0 for 1. He popped out to Manny. Right by the line to end the first inning. Dylan has been very much in the zone so far tonight. 40th pitch of the evening on the way. 27 strikes, only a dozen balls. This one fouled out of play. 1-1 to Perdomo. Perdomo will back out of the left-handed batter's box, use his timeout, just kind of reset a little bit. Machado in just in back of the grass cutout at third base. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch on the way. And Perdomo swings, muscles it in the air to deep center field. Jackson's going back, still going back. On the warning track, he's got room, and he makes the catch 2 down. Just looks so comfortable tracking these deep fly balls.
I see night and day. You know, we didn't talk a lot about Jackson's defense last year. There's really no reason to talk about it. He did everything right, but you're starting to see him take strides into terms of, you know, being one of the premier center fielders. He's taking steps towards that direction.
Eugenio Suarez with 2 outs, nobody on, launches one in the air to deep left field. Johnson is back. He is at the wall. He will leap, and it's going to go just over the fence and out of the reach of the left fielder Johnson. Suarez came into today tied for the 2nd most home runs in the National League. He adds another, his 29th of the season, and the Diamondbacks lead it 2-0.
A couple of solo shots given up by Dylan. This time it's Eugenio Suarez with the moonshot on the breaking ball. Johnson got back to the wall, gave a good vertical leap there. Came up a little bit short.
That's now 3 straight starts that Cease has allowed 2 home runs. Here's Gurriel, 2 outs, nobody on. He waves and misses at a slider, strike 1. In the first 16 starts, he gave up 8 homers. So 8 home runs in the first 16, 6 home runs in the last 3. And obviously, it's only the 4th inning here tonight. Nothing and 1 to Gurriel, who popped to Johnson in left field his first time. The 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed. Slider running all the way away from him, and now 0-2. Bryce Johnson, by the way, he was trying to join the club there as he went back. Made a great effort, but just beyond his reach over that fence and left. Slider outside. Gurriel was tempted but did not offer. And now 1-2. Two nothing Diamondbacks. 2 outs, nobody aboard here in the top of the 4th inning. 1-2 to Gurriel. And he takes low and outside, 2-2. Dylan ready, and the 2-2 pitch is just a little bit outside, ball 3. Big flinch from the home plate umpire, Trip Gibson. Thought he might ring him up, he did not. Now the payoff pitch, and outside ball 4. First walk of the night issued by Dylan Cease. He only walked 1 Diamondback in 2 starts this season ago. And that'll keep this fourth inning going for the left-hand hitting Jake McCarthy. 2-0 Diamondbacks on a pair of solo homers.
Didn't miss by much. Slider just off the plate. Ariel able to lay off, draw the walk.
Dillon didn't walk anybody the other night in Philadelphia. Pitch to McCarthy, fouled straight back on a line, strike one. So interesting because so often I feel when starting pitchers are having some struggles, you can kind of pinpoint something, right? Hey, he's having trouble with the homer, having trouble with the walks, a lot of extra base hits against him, whatever it might be. And I can't nail down a thing here. Fouled back 0-2.
It's definitely not defined. Like we've watched all his starts. You can't really pinpoint. At times early, yes, it was command. He was having a hard time. I think also early the slider wasn't sliding the way he wanted it to, but it's been a while since it's been those two things. Yet you're still seeing some of the inconsistencies from Dillon this year.
0-2 to McCarthy with a runner on first, 2 outs. And he sends it in the air straightaway center, not deep. Merrill kind of took a moment to find it. Now he comes jogging in, and he makes the catch to end the inning. Diamondbacks get another on the Suarez homer after 3.5. They lead 2-0 on the Padres radio network.
Hey players, things are about
Do you see yourself maybe one day after baseball, like maybe food critic, food writer?
I would love to do that. That's the plan. I've been doing it ever since I was in the big leagues. It's just fun. It's fun to interact with people, like the fans, because a lot of my followers are baseball fans. So it's nice to interact with them on a topic that's not baseball. A lot of people seem to rally around that. I mean, who doesn't love good food?
I think style, it's a very complicated thing.
Custom cleats came when I earned the rights to wear custom cleats.
So I think without going out and being loud and saying this is who I am or whatever, you can just kind of wear a certain shoe or a glove or a batting glove or whatever, and it kind of shows who you are.
First responders, essential workers. This is your fuel. Drink Bulkhead Energy. Fuel for heroes. Go to bulkheadenergy.com. Use code HERO25 for 25% off your first order.
Bottom of the fourth, brought to you by Eco Water SoCal. Keeping it soft and celebrating 100 years of water perfection, visit EcoWaterSoCal.com. Your water should be perfect.
2-0 Diamondbacks. Arise, Machado, and Sheets coming up against Brandon Font, trying to change the scoreboard. And a first pitch fastball inside to Luis. 0-1. Arise flew to left field. His first time up against Font. Also fouled a ball off his left knee. It certainly was not enjoyable. 1-0. And Arise takes. That's a fastball strike pretty much down the middle. 1-1. Ran over the great numbers that Luis has had in his career against Brandon Font. He's also red hot. Even after the flyout in the first inning, he is 10 for 20 on this homestand. 1-1 pitch, and a statue take of a cutter for a called strike. 1-2 now to Arise. Homestand that began with that series against the Rangers. I don't know about you, but to me that feels like a year ago.
It does. It feels at least a year.
I guess that was last weekend. 1-2 pitch, and Arise fouls it away. Final game against the D-backs tomorrow night at 6:40, and then the Philadelphia Phillies come to town this weekend for the final 3 games before the All-Star break. Got a 4:35 game on Saturday, by the way. A little bit of a weirder time, so FYI if that slipped past you. 1-2, and Arise hits it hard but foul on the ground at first base. In back of David Macias, who coaches over there. Diamondbacks, couple of runs on a couple of hits, 2 solo homers. Padres have had only one base runner tonight, Fernando, who doubled the leadoff in the bottom of the first inning. Here's the 1-2. And Arise takes high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Claude made 4 starts against the Padres last year, including game 162 in Phoenix, a game the Diamondbacks absolutely had to have. They got it. He pitched well. Here's the 2-2 and way inside to Arise, ball 3. Padres, of course, were not playing for anything. Final day of the regular season last year, so they rested half their regulars. And Fought went out there and did what he needed to do. 4 starts against the Pods last year. He struck out 24 guys, only issued 2 walks. 3-2 pitch, and Arise hits it hard on the ground right side. Sliding stop to his right by English, gets up, and he flips to Fought in time. 1 away, and nicely done by the rookie first baseman here in his major league debut.
He's showing some good glove work. Diving to his right. Able to get up, flip it to Fought to retire Luis Arise.
English, they don't quite know what he is in terms of defense. Kind of is the corner guy. Infield and outfield, they'll figure it out as things go. Here comes the Lumber, brought to you by Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers. Fix it, build it, enjoy it. 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the 4th inning, 2-0 Diamondbacks. And Manny takes a fastball that is yanked outside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. And Machado takes a changeup low. 2 balls, no strikes. So Brandon Fought throwing a righty-to-righty changeup, something Merrill Kelly, who pitched last night, does quite a bit. And not something you often see. Even for Fought, that was a bit of an outlier. 2-0 is outside, ball 3. But I'm guessing against Manny, having watched Merrill Kelly last night, Fought decided, might as well give this a try.
Would be the smart thing to do. Certainly had some success with that change piece last night.
3-0 down the middle and a strike. Manny very loose these last couple of days after collecting his 2,000th hit in the game on Monday night. 3-1, and he takes a strike to fill the count. And the other day after he got the hit, he said, yeah, it was wearing on me. You could tell a little bit, not a ton, but you brought it up days before. It's only natural. 3-2, and Machado laces it to deep center field. Thomas racing straight back, hops up and makes the over-the-shoulder catch. Out number 2, and a very hard hit. Out number 2 for Fought here in the 4th.
106 off the bat. Steps on this fastball, changeup. He left up. Well, Alec Thomas with a nice play going over his left shoulder.
Tell you what, between Thomas and Carroll, those are a couple little crickets who can go and get it.
They definitely cover some ground, no doubt.
Gavin Sheets now with 2 outs and nobody on. First pitch. And he leans back, but takes a changeup for a strike, 0-1.
Yeah, anybody who's ever chased 2,000 or 3,000, they all will tell you the same thing. As it gets closer, it weighs heavily on you.
0-1. Sheets swings, loops it into shallow left. Gurriel racing in, falling forward, and he makes the catch. That will end a 1-2-3, bottom of the 4th. After 4, Diamondbacks 2, Padres 0 on the Padres Radio Network.
San Diego.
This is a good one right here. The Padres. Little pinstripe unis. We will wear these every Thursday. When I kept it, I wanted to keep it all dirty. I always felt like if you didn't get dirty in a baseball game, you kind of didn't really play that day. So I had my pine tar there, a little dirt in the front side of it, but the brown and orange, really cool cleats. All the fans really enjoyed it as much as the players did.
Eliminate Termite inspects, treats, and repairs termite damage, all with a full structural warranty. Our orange oil treatment is safe for people, pets, and the planet. No tent, no move out. Protect your home naturally. Schedule a free inspection at eliminatetermite.com. That's eliminatetermite.com.
Top of the fifth inning, Arizona ahead 2-0. Game 3 of this 4-game series, and Tristan English making his major league debut tonight will lead off here against Dylan Cease. English is 0 for 1. Popped out to Fernando on the first pitch he saw, leading off in the third. See if he takes a pitch here in the fifth. Cease out of the windup delivers, and English looks at a fastball right on the outside corner at 95. 0-1. English got the call up on Sunday from AAA Reno, but did not play that day or Monday or Tuesday. Swing and a miss here, 0-2. That can't be an easy sit around. You certainly understand it, but so antsy to just get into a game and do something. 58 games at Reno this year. He was hitting .338, 9 homers, 57 runs batted in. Third-round pick in 2019 out of Georgia Tech. 0-2 pitch is in the dirt. And now a ball and 2 strikes to Tristan English.
Sometimes there's things are worth waiting for, but certainly you get called up. You can't wait to have that first one, that first at-bat, first start. English getting his opportunity.
Pitch outside, 2-2 now. Numbers certainly ticked up this year. A season ago at AAA at .263 with 16 home runs. So well above that pace here this season, getting the call up. 2-2 from Cease is grounded towards third base and foul. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes on English, who hails from Zebulon, Georgia, which one would have to imagine alphabetically is the last city in the state of Georgia. I don't know that for a fact, but
I think it's a safe one. But you never know down south.
2-2, and a foul ball back to the net. Albany is first alphabetically, of course. 2-2 to English. Dylan, also a Georgia native, deals, and a fastball right down the middle. Strike 3 called. 4th of the night for Cease. 1 out here in the 5th inning, and English was looking for something other than that.
Now, 97. Well, he certainly gave up on it early because he was looking for possibly the spin, and he gets tricked for out number 1.
Zebulon, by the way, is not only last alphabetically of all the cities in the great state of Georgia, it is the only Z city in Georgia.
There you go.
1 out, nobody on for James McCann. Hit a home run to make it 1-0. It's now 2-0. And he swings and misses.
Yeah, James might not see a fastball in this at-bat after turning on the last one he saw for the solo shot. First pitch slider from Dylan.
Swung at it like it was a fastball. And that's why he's behind in the count. Another slider. This time he lays off 1-1. Today's question of the day brought to you by Kaiser Permanente. If you have questions about your health, visit kp.org/San Diego. Kaiser Permanente for all that is you. 1-1. McCann takes in the dirt. Question tonight comes from the East Coast. Lev is in New York. And timely after Mike Schilt was ejected last night. Lev asks, even if they're not supposed to, how much do ejected managers try to communicate with the dugout after they have been ejected?
I got a great answer for that on this.
2-1 to McCann, and he takes high, ball 3.
In the olden days, they went out of their way to communicate because at that time there was less kind of, allowing your other coaches to do their thing. In today's game, I don't think they really try all that hard.
3-1 is at the knees, and a called strike to fill the count 3-2.
I remember you had Bobby Valentine in the New York Mets dugout with a full-on, what was it, a mustache and some glasses, I think he had on.
He was trying to look like Groucho or something. It was eye black, I think, is the mustache.
I think managers nowadays are certainly more willing to delegate. And so you saw Brian Esposito take over, and I'm pretty sure it was his game from that point on.
Fouled back, still 3-2.
It doesn't mean that there aren't instructions before he actually walks out and goes upstairs, but from that point on, Mike is in his office watching the game.
2-0 Diamondbacks. 1 out, nobody on, 5th inning. 3-2 to McCann. Cease delivers, and outside ball 4. Second walk allowed by Dylan here tonight. And it comes with 1 out in this 5th inning. Number 9 hitter Alec Thomas coming up. Yeah, the Bobby V example is the all-time classic. I don't think we'll see that again.
No. There's too many cameras now anyway, by the way.
Best part about that was it was the Mets telecast. He was managing the Mets. They found him. They were like, what is he doing?
They ratted him out.
Thomas takes a knee-buckling slider for a strike, 0-1. Talked to a couple of people who played for Bobby Valentine. They said he was as good as any manager at deflecting the attention away from the players. And I would say that's a good example of that.
That's what good managers do.
Ground ball into right field and a base hit for Thomas. McCann will lumber it to second base, and now 2 on and 1 out with the top of the order coming up. Yeah, particularly in a media environment like New York. If your team is struggling, if you got some big-name guys struggling, you go on and put a big mustache on, sit in the dugout after you've been ejected. What's everybody talking about the next day?
Fake
Not
mustache.
Mike Piazza's slump.
Right, the fake mustache and the glasses in the dugout.
Thanks to Lev for the question. Remember to submit yours. Go to 973thefansd.com/question. Diamondbacks threatening to add to their 2-0 lead here in the 5th inning. Corbin Carroll at the dish. He struck out both times. And he fouls one back, strike 1.
First real threat of the ball game here for the D-backs. They got the 2 solo homers, but those were just what they were, solo homers. Here we got first and second, 1 out. It's Corbin Carroll behind 0-1.
And again, these middle innings for Cease. 0-1 pitch. Carroll hits it on the ground to first base and foul. Right between first base coach Dave McKay and the foul line. Dave McKay, one of our favorites for the way he throws batting practice.
Full glove. Even though he's not catching anything, just helps him with the location of the baseball, I guess, during BP.
Only guy we see who throws batting practice wearing a glove, like a fielder's glove. 0-2 to Carroll, and a swing and a miss. Dylan Cease strikes out Corbin Carroll for the 3rd time tonight. 2nd K of the inning, and so now 2 down, but another dangerous hitter, Ketel Marte, coming up.
Fastball right on the inside corner, perfectly located. Hits the punchy.
Thomas at first with great speed. McCann at second with less than great speed and 2 outs. 2-0 Diamondbacks here in the 5th inning. Marte switch hitter batting left-handed. Swings and misses at a slider, strike 1. Marte 0 for 2 both times tonight. He has just hit a little dribbler back towards Dylan Cease, who's thrown him out. 0 for 2 yesterday with a couple of walks, including one that took place while Mike Schilt was getting ejected. He was scratched in Game 1 of the series on Monday. 0-1, and Marte takes outside. He had a sore groin that kept him out of the lineup on Monday. Yesterday, Alec Thomas was dealing with a sore right knee, so he was scratched. But tonight, no Diamondback was scratched. 2 on and 2 out. Ball to strike the pitch. Way high, pickoff down to second base. Going to be close, and not in time. And the catcher, Martin Maldonado, firing up to Bogarts, and they had a real shot to get McCann, who had wandered quite far off of second base.
Getting good secondaries, and this slider ends up being a great pitch to throw on. Good one-hop throw. McCann able to slide in safely just ahead of the tag.
Two and 1 to Marte. Padres shifting 3/4 of the infield against the switch hitter batting left-handed. Pitch is low, 3-1. Manny is playing really actually kind of over towards the line at third. But Bogart's way up the middle. Cronenworth swung around on the right side and deep. Arise way deep at first base. Usually when we see the Padres kind of pull the infield around against the left-handed hitter, Manny is over by shortstop. Not here against Marte with a runner on second. 3-1 pitch. Marte takes low and ball 4. Second walk of the inning. Third walk of the night issued by Dylan Cease. And now with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th, the Diamondbacks already ahead 2-0. Have the bases loaded for Geraldo Perdomo.
I talked about the middle innings for Dylan, and although he's kept them off the board here so far, bases will be loaded. He has certainly labored a little bit in this inning.
Ruben Niebla is going out to Chad. Visit to the mound brought to you by the Window Depot. Offer the best prices and biggest inventory on in-stock vinyl windows and interior and exterior doors. Order online or find a location near you at thewindowdepot.com. Absolutely jam-packed Petco Park here tonight. Great City Connect straw hat giveaway. Everybody wearing them even though the sun is setting.
I think the last time they gave a giveaway of the hat, it was a day game. And the scene from up top, looking at all the straw hats kind of move in unison that time was pretty cool.
As a Dodger game.
Yeah, it's harder to see it as the sun starts to go down. But you're right, everybody wearing them here tonight.
They're great hats.
They are.
Bases loaded, 2 down for Perdomo. Cease deals and a fastball right down the middle, strike 1. Perdomo 0 for 2 tonight. He's popped to third and flown to center. Arizona ahead 2-0 on the 2 solo homers, but threatening here with the bases loaded, 2 outs. They left them loaded twice in their loss last night. 0-1 pitch hit in the air deep down the right field line towards the Petco porch and gone, a grand slam. Geraldo Perdomo with his 10th home run of the season. It will make it a 6-0 game here in the 5th inning. And the Diamondbacks have hit more grand slams this year than any team in baseball. Had a couple of shots last night, couldn't get it done, but here tonight with 2 outs, Geraldo Perdomo, a grand slam. And 6-0 in the top of the 5th.
Once again, it's the middle innings. Coming back to haunt Dylan Cease. Fastball, middle, down. And Perdomo hits a rocket out to right field. Grand slam, and this 5th inning has produced 4 runs for the D-backs.
3 homers allowed by Dylan Cease as he bounces a curveball to Eugenio Suarez. Last time Dylan Cease gave up 3 homers in a game, September of 2023 in Kansas City as a member of the White Sox. One and 0. Suarez rifles it foul right side, and that evens the count 1-1. Wow. Cease was really battling to keep himself and the Padres in this game. But a pair of walks here loaded the bases. And Perdomo made him pay. 1-1 to Suarez. Fastball, strike 1 and 2. Dodgers have already lost today in Milwaukee. Brewers swept them. Phillies beat up the Giants in San Francisco. It's a glorious opportunity to gain some ground to the west. Big hill ahead. 1-2, swing and a miss. That's strike 3 to end the 5th inning. But a grand slam from Geraldo Perdomo has changed the complexion of this night. Arizona leads it 6-0 midway on the Padres radio network.
Fresh wild yellowtail fillets, $7.99 a pound. Guru Organic Energy Drink, 3 for $5. Huge savings all week. Shop Fraser Farms Market in La Mesa, Oceanside, and Vista. Fraser Farms Market, a better way to shop for a better way to live.
Bottom of the 5th inning, the Trustin will score. The Diamondbacks 6 and the Padres nothing. Jackson Merrill leads off against Brandon Faught, and he takes a very low strike, 0-1. Faught being gifted some real deal run support, couple of early solo homers, then a grand slam in the top of the inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and Merrill swings and misses it, a changeup, strike 2. Xander Bogaerts on deck. And Jake Cronenworth to follow here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 0-2. And Merrill hits it hard on the ground, but foul right side. Count remains no balls, 2 strikes. Jackson 0 for 1 on the night. He has grounded to first base his only time up. And obviously in the middle of a real deal slump. First real struggle he's ever had. I mean, maybe in his life, offensively. Ground ball to first, weakly. English has it. He'll bring it himself. And for the second time tonight, Merrill grounds out to the first baseman, Tristan English. So now 5 for his last 56 and 1 for 24 on the homestand.
That same sinker that Pott used earlier on Manny uses it on the left-handed Merrill. Gets in on the hands, an easy 3 unassisted for out number 1.
Here's Bogaerts, who lined to second his first time, and he takes that comeback fastball for a strike on the outer third, 0-1. Diamondbacks 6 runs on 4 hits, which looks a little weird, but when you homer 3 times, it can happen. Padres being shut out on 1 hit. 0-1 is a fastball strike on the outside corner, 0-2. And now 13 in a row put down by Fott. Remember, the only hit, the only base runner, the leadoff double by Tatis in the bottom of the 1st inning. 0-2. And Xander takes outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Padres trying to get something going here offensively. So far, outside of the first at bat of the game, Fott has done a real nice job.
A little ground ball through the right side and a base hit by Bogaerts. Beautiful piece of hitting. And Xander has now hit in 4 straight. 1 out single here in the 5th, and that breaks up the run of perfection by Brandon Fott.
Not hit hard, but hit in the right spot. Bogaerts completely fooled. Body going forward, his hands stay back, and that allowed him to push that ball through the right side for a 1 out single.
Cronenworth the batter with a man aboard, 1 away. So Fott had retired 13 in a row. That comes to an end. First pitch to Jacob, and Cronenworth takes outside, ball 1. Don't miss the brown and gold sandless beach towel giveaway presented by Southwest Airlines. Limited to the first 40,000 fans in attendance. Game against the Mets, July 29th. Visit Padres.com/giveaways. 1-0. Jacob swings, rips it in the air down the right field line. That's a fair ball, and it will 2-hop up against the wall in the Petco porch. Bogaerts going to be held at third as Jake goes into second. It's a double for Cronenworth, and the Padres now 2 guys in scoring position with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th.
Back-to-back hits for the Padres here in the 5th. This comes on a changeup, left up. And Jake barrels it up down that right field line. Second and third now. Bryce Johnson comes to the plate.
As good of an opportunity as the Padres have had, maybe in the last 3 days. Second and third, 1 out. Yesterday, of course, never got a guy into scoring position. They had a first and second, nobody out in the 7th inning on Monday. Left the bases loaded in the 8th inning on Monday, but since then, this is really the best scoring chance. Bryce Johnson is the batter. As Tony said, left-handed hitter. Or switch hitter batting left-handed. And 0 for 1 with a fly out to center field. Diamondbacks play the infield back. They're willing to concede a run for an out on a ground ball. Suarez, the third baseman, is in, so maybe it'll be different if it gets hit to him. First pitch is a strike on the inside part of the plate. Top of the zone, 0-1.
First pitch cutter. Well located. Top of the zone, inside corner. 0-1 count.
Cronenworth at second. Bogaerts at third. 0-1 the pitch. Johnson swings, grounds it to first base. Backhanded by Suarez. He'll flip to Fott in time as Xander crosses the plate. Second out of the inning. An RBI ground out for Bryce Johnson. Padres are on the board. It's 6-1. And perhaps sensing the moment here, Trenton Brooks is going to pinch hit for Martin Maldonado.
At this point, defense isn't necessarily the thing needed. Padres chasing 5 runs, and so they'll go to their bench early. And Trenton Brooks will get an opportunity.
Cronenworth at third, 2 away for the powerful left-handed hitter and Alpine guy, Trenton Brooks. DH the first 2 games of this series, 0 for 5. 5 for 30 at the dish in 17 Major League games. Does have a homer, couple of RBIs, couple of doubles. Would have had another double if not for instant replay and the fact that his toe came off the bag by about 1/4 of an inch for about 1/4 of a second. First pitch to him, and Brooks hits it hard on the ground, but foul at first base, 0-1. Padres, even when they have struggled offensively, which has really been most of the last couple of months, they have found themselves down by a good number of runs only a few times. And they have, with some regularity, kind of chipped away at those deficits. Trying to do that here. Here's the 0-1, and Brooks takes high. 1 ball, 1 strike.
There's that cutter. He's using it specifically on the lefties to try to get in off the barrel. When he misses up, count moves to 1-1.
Cronenworth at third, 2 outs for Brooks. 6-1 Diamondbacks in the bottom of the 5th. 1-1 is grounded foul towards Tatis in the on-deck area. He just did that sort of matrix limbo move he also often does on an inside fastball to avoid that foul ball in the on-deck circle. Fought 58 pitches now, 40 have been strikes. 18 balls.
Pretty efficient here tonight.
Yeah. 1-2, the pitch. And Brooks lifts up the hands, takes that 2-seamer inside.
3 straight cutters where he's running that ball, starting it inner third, running it in on the hands. And what does he do? He tries to run that sinker off that hip and run it back the opposite direction. Missed in. Count moves to 2-2.
Brooks waits, and the pitch is low, ball 3.
Tried to change up there, misses below the zone. Now the count moves to 3-2.
Brooks is using the timeout, steps out of the box. Arizona ahead by 5 with a runner on third, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Brooks back in the box. Fought is ready. 3-2 the count. Here's the pitch on the way. Brooks swings and misses, strike 3. Only the second strikeout of the night for Brandon Fought. Padres get a run on 2 hits. They leave Cronenworth at third base. And after 5 innings, Arizona 6, Padres 1 on the Padres Radio.
To see all this excitement around what I love to do growing up, it's crazy.
What's your favorite thing about this whole event so far?
The fusion of sports, entertainment, and cards.
That's awesome.
Because to me, cards have always been entertainment, and they're getting their just dessert now.
Plan yet? Don't wait. Go to trustandwill.com and use promo code BASEBALL for 20% off and free document delivery. Trust and Will is the official score update sponsor for all San Diego Odyssey stations and the Padres Radio Network. We're your home team for estate planning.
Top of the 6th inning, the Diamondbacks come to bat with a 6-1 lead after they put up 4 last inning. Dylan Cease threw 30 pitches, one of which was hit over the right field fence by Geraldo Perdomo for a grand slam. And Cease now working to catcher Elias Diaz after Trenton Brooks hit for Maldonado last inning. Brooks is still in the game, though. He's going to stay in to play left field. First pitch on the way. Gurriel leading off. Takes a fastball up and checks his swing. 1 ball, no strikes. So Tony said it, I think, exactly right here at the bottom of the last inning. Defense not the priority right now. 1-0 pitch is a fastball strike. So Brooks replaces Johnson, and he'll get a couple of more at-bats here tonight. Packs a little bit more punch than Bryce does. Gurriel uses the timeout. He's 0 for 1 with a walk here tonight. One, and a hard hit grounder just fair up the third baseline. They'll kick off the side wall, roll back into left field. So a long way for Brooks to go and get it. Either way, it'll be a double for Lourdes Gurriel, who stands at second base to begin the 6th inning. And we pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Padres Radio Network.
KWFN and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
Hi, this is Jackson Merrill. The Padres play here on 97.3 The Fan.
An Odyssey Sports Station.
With Tony Gwynn Jr. and our producer-engineer Dave Marcus, I'm Jesse Agler. 6-1 Diamondbacks with a man on second, nobody out, top of the 6th inning. Dylan Cease's 85th pitch of the night is bunted to the right of the mound. Dylan gloves it and then flips it to a rise in time. Jake McCarthy out on a sacrifice as Gurriel advances to third base. Hats off their heads, presented by Blue Shield of California, is now open. Bid now on your favorite players' game-worn autograph 4th of July cap. All net proceeds benefit workshops for warriors who provide hands-on training and trade certification of our nation's veterans. Bid now at padres.com/hats. Need memorabilia and for a tremendous cost. Here's English with the infield in. Runner on third, 1 out, and he takes low and outside, ball 1.
Slider down and away. This is well off the plate. Count 1-0.
English 0 for 2 in his major league debut tonight. 1-0 pitch. And on the outside corner, a slider for a strike.
Nasty. Wandy Peralta getting loose in the Padre pen.
James McCann, a right-handed hitter, is on deck. Then a couple lefties, couple switch hitters. So you figure one more batter for Dylan maybe. 1-1 to English. And he pops it up, foul ground behind the plate. Diaz comes back to give it a peek, but well into the seats. 1-2 now on Tristan English. Cease closing in on 90 pitches, but it's not just the pitch count. He has allowed 3 home runs tonight. He has walked 3 guys. 1-2. And in the dirt, 2 balls and 2 strikes now to English. He has walked as many as 5 guys in a game this year, but 3 is more, I'm sure, than he would like. And the home run's the most he's allowed in a couple of years. First 2 were solo shots. He was surviving those. But the Perdomo Grand Slam last inning, obviously huge. 2-2 to English. Here's the pitch on the way, and a swing and a miss, strike 3. So English strikes out for the second time tonight, now 0 for 3 in his major league debut. 2 down, Gurriel still at third base. And McCann coming up, very likely Dylan Cease's final batter of the night.
Who's on deck for the Padres in the 6th is brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. For the Padres, it'll be the top of the lineup. Tatis, Arise, Machado.
McCann has been a problem tonight for Dylan. Grounds the first one foul at third base, 0-1. Hit a solo shot in the third that gave the D-backs a 1-0 lead. Then he walked last inning. That was the first guy to reach ahead of the grand slam by Perdomo. So McCann, who's just getting his Diamondback career started, doing a really nice job. Only his 7th game with these guys. And already 7 for 19 with a couple of homers. Ground ball foul, 0-2. See McCann in the past with the Tigers, the White Sox, the Mets, the Orioles. Began the year AAA with the Braves. They released him a couple of weeks ago. Diamondbacks scooped him up. Runner on third, 2 outs in the top of the 6th. 0-2 to McCann. The pitch is low and outside. Alec Thomas waits on deck. Padres have the left-handed Wandy Peralta warmer. 93 pitches now for Dylan Cease. 1-2. Dylan ready. The pitch on the way, and McCann cues it foul up the first base line. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Cease comes set at the belt. 1-2 to McCann. Dillon delivers, and a swing and a miss. Finally got him to go chase that slider. Cease's night likely done, and he finishes with back-to-back Ks. 7 strikeouts in 6 innings tonight. But after 5.5, it's Arizona 6 and the Padres 1.
You've been an all-star teammate, Virgo, always ready to assist during practice and offer positive feedback. But it's also important that you hone your own skills, which will ultimately result in strengthening the team as a whole. Communicate to your teammates that you're taking time to focus on improving your swing.
Well, when we moved downtown San Diego from Qualcomm to Petco Ballpark, new uniforms were on the way, and this is the Padre home white. This jersey is from 2007, which was a career year for myself, winning a Cy Young. There's some different memories that stand out. One in this uniform against the Braves, where I struck out a Padre record 16, wearing this jersey, trying to make the Padre and the Friar faithful proud.
A candidate for non-surgical joint pain treatments at QC Kinetics. Call them today.
Call QC Kinetics, 619-614-PAIN. That's 619-614-PAIN. Locations in Hillcrest and Torrey Hills. 619-614-PAIN.
Top of the order for the Padres in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Trustin will score is the Diamondbacks 6 and the Padres 1. Tatis, Arise, and Machado coming up third time through here against Brandon Pfaadt. Himself in a little bit of trouble last inning, really for the first time tonight. Padres had second and third, 1 out. Bryce Johnson, an RBI ground out to plate Xander Bogaerts, but that's all they'd get. And now, see what these guys could do against Pfaadt, seeing him for a third time. Fernando 1 at it too, but he's hit the ball like a rocket both times. Double leading off in the first inning. 113 miles an hour off the bat. Grounded out in the third inning, 110 miles an hour off the bat. And he takes a breaking ball inside, 1-0.
Consistently try to go in on Toddy in this ball game, and he has met the ball with the barrel each time. 1 hit, 1 hard out.
1-0. And Tatis trying to check on a pitch running away, but he went around as they appealed up to first base umpire Ryan Blakeney. And now 1-1.
Blakeney with the no suns out, guns out today.
Ball to strike. And he takes low, 2-1. Yeah, we just saw the OG Jim Wolf.
Yes, we did.
Over the weekend.
The original Debo of umpires.
Blakeney is version 2. 2-1. Tatis swings, pops it up. Foul ground, first base. That'll go into the seats and come down in the 16th row behind the Padre dugout.
You know, you definitely have different types of looks for players, right? The tight pants. That particular look that Ryan Blakeney has is the Jim Wolf look. Tight shirt.
Sleeves a little higher.
Yes.
Pitch
high
inside,
sleeves.
3 and 2. He's got it tailored to show off what he's got.
Right.
Which, like, I don't hate it.
I wouldn't be mad.
But it is comical looking at his sleeves compared to, like, I don't know, Junior Valentine at second. There's a line drive right at Alec Thomas in center field. Another well-struck ball by Tatis, but he's out. And 1 down in the bottom of the 6th inning. Out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by KMG Psychiatry, official mental health partner of the Padres Radio Network, offering TMS, transcranial magnetic stimulation, to lift the fog of depression and restore clarity. Visit KMGPsychiatry.com. Brewers and Dodgers played a fun one today as Arise takes outside ball 1. Brewers tied it with a run in the bottom of the 9th, won it with a run in the bottom of the 10th. They swept L.A. Dodgers have lost 6 straight for the first time since 2019. 1-0 to Arise. Font delivers. And Luis swings, sends it in the air, high and deep to center field. Thomas, who is shallow, backs way up. And a bit shy of the warning track. He'll reach up to make the catch. 2 down. Phillies beat the Giants 13-0. Phils go back into first in the East. A half game over the Mets, who were rained out tonight in Baltimore. Justin Verlander started for the Giants. 15 starts as a Giant. He's now 0-7.
Threw the ball better today than he had in previous starts, but still trying to find that form. And I think the Giants were looking for when they signed him.
Here's Manny, swings at the first pitch and fouls it back, strike 1. White Sox beat the Blue Jays 2-1. That ends Toronto's 10-game winning streak. Yankees beat the Mariners 9-6. And Jazz Chisholm, who replaced the DFA DJ LeMahieu at second base, homered twice. Ball outside, 1-1.
Jazz seems built to play in that place. Doesn't really get bothered much by the media. He seems to just kind of... There's certain people who are cut to play in that place. He's one of them.
Machado fouls it back, strike 2. Twins beat the Cubs 4-2, so the Cubs lead over the Brewers in the Central is down to a game and a half.
It's shrinking, but what did we expect in the Central? I mean, I don't know that we expected them to, both of those teams to be this good, but certainly expected a tight race.
That's right. Manny swings, sends it in the air to left center, not very deep. Gurriel in from left, sidestepping into the gap, and he makes the catch down to 1-2-3, bottom of the 6th inning. On to the 7th at Petco Park. Diamondbacks lead it 6-1 on the Padres Radio Network.
Introduce.
Celebra tú también con Betcris. Help you get ready for summer with a $29 AC maintenance special. That's right, only $29. Visit ComfortBros.com to book an appointment. Comfort Bros Heating, Air, and Plumbing. Service that makes mom proud.
Top of the 7th is brought to you by Kaiser Permanente. For all that is you.
Arizona at 6-1. Thomas, Carol Marte, 9-1-2. Coming up against the new Padre pitcher, Wandy Peralta. Dylan Cease goes 6. It was a struggle again. 6 runs, 5 hits, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts. Gave up 3 homers. A couple of solo shots, 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, but then a grand slam to Geraldo Perdomo in the 5th. Wandy working lefty to lefty against Thomas. And a fastball up, 1-0. Pitching change brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Valvoline is your 15-minute instant drive-through oil change. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for directions and discounts. That's SoCalOilChange.com. Slider outside, and Peralta has fallen behind 2-0 on Alek Thomas. Here's the pitch, and a fastball at the knees. That's a called strike, 2-1. Thomas 1 out of 2 tonight with a single and a run scored. He was aboard for that grand slam in the 5th inning. 2-1 quick pitch, and Thomas takes another fastball at the knees for a strike, this time right on the outside corner. And the count is even, 2-2.
That quick pitch frustrated Alek Thomas a little bit. Uses his timeout to try to slow things down.
Wandy's waiting for him, don't worry.
There's another one, probably.
Long look in. Peralta is set. He'll kick and fire. And a foul ball straight back. Another fastball. Wandy likes to speed him up, then slow him down. Does it with the fastball changeup combo. Also does it with the way he delivers. And sometimes he does both.
You just got to be ready from the moment you get in that box.
2-2. Thomas takes low. That was the changeup, and the count is full 3-2. Sellout crowd here at Petco trying to get the wave started. It's a little bit half-hearted at the moment as it works its way down the first base line. 3-2, swung on and missed, strike 3. Peralta strikes out Thomas. 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. Gather your crew and upgrade your game day in one of Petco Park's private and renovated suites. Perfect for hosting clients, birthday parties, and family reunions. Suites make for an elevated game day experience. Start planning your outing now at PADRES.com/suites. 1 out, nobody on, top of the 7th. Corbin Carroll struck out all 3 times against Dylan Cease. Now he faces Wandy Peralta. First pitch on the way, lefty to lefty, is a fastball, strike nothing and 1. Trustin will score, the Diamondbacks 6, and the Padres 1. Pitch to Carroll, another fastball, another strike. And Wandy ahead of him 0-2. Pitch coming, and a swing and a miss at the changeup, strike 3. Back-to-back Ks for Wandy Peralta. And Corbin Carroll, 4 strikeouts here tonight.
The platinum sombrero. Nasty changeup. Now the 4th time Carroll has gone down tonight.
Second 4 strikeout game of the year for Corbin Carroll. The other one last month against the Royals. Ball 1 low to Ketel Marte, switch hitter turning around to bat right-handed for the first time tonight. Marte 0 for 2. He grounded to Cease twice. 1-0 pitch is low, 2-0. Then he drew a walk against him his last time up, and that loaded the bases for Geraldo Perdomo, who would unload the bases. Two-0 pitch, and Marte rips it over Machado on a line towards the left field corner. Brooks gets to it on the warning track, sends it into second base. Marte sprinting there and standing with a 2-out double.
Marte kind of went down and got this pitch. It's a changeup. Wasn't a bad spot, but better hitting for Ketel Marte, and picks up the 2-out double.
So here's Perdomo, who obviously has had the biggest swing of the night. Batting right-handed against Wandy. Fouls the first pitch fastball back, strike 1. Wandy challenged him middle, at 96 miles an hour. Pitch on the way, down and in, moved his feet there, and now a ball and a strike. And Warniel Nunez is now up in the Padre bullpen. They've used Wandy to face this string of lefties, trying to get him through the 7th inning. 1-1 pitch is low, 2 balls and a strike. Struck out Thomas and Carroll to begin the inning, but a double to Marte. And now falling behind, 2-1 to Perdomo. Here's the pitch on the way, and Perdomo takes inside, ball 3. I'm neither anti-wave nor pro-wave. I think, look, you pay great money to get into the ballpark. If you want to do the wave, go for it. But it's very kind of funny right now watching some people try and start it, and a bunch of other people want no part of it. Pitch is low, and ball 4 to Perdomo.
I mean, you understand why.
Oh, yeah.
People might be in their feelings right now that Padres are down 6-1 and may not be in the mood to participate in a wave.
Is a dedicated group of folks who are really trying to make it happen, but I don't think it's going to. Not right now.
I'm sure they've enjoyed a few adult beverages at this point that have made them think it's a good idea.
Just now, their last attempt, it did not get out of their own section.
There you go.
It was DOA.
And it doesn't surprise me that it comes on the heels of a walk. That, is another negative thing that's happened tonight.
There's a time limit.
Right, there is.
I think they might be done.
Maybe they've gotten the hint at this point.
2 on and 2 out, top of the 7th. Eugenio Suarez, the batter. Wandy delivers, and Suarez swings and misses at a good changeup, strike 1. Certainly a dangerous guy at the dish right now. Suarez 1 for 2 against him in his career with a walk and a double. Perdomo at first, Marte at second. 6-1 Arizona. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It is low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch, and Suarez has to lift up the hands, takes inside, 2-1. Just kind of looking up at the out-of-town scoreboard, I see the Braves are all over the A's tonight, 8-1. That's in the 6th inning. It was yesterday's game. Jacob Wilson hit by a pitch. Had to leave the game, got him on the hand of the wrist, I think. 2-1 is fouled back, 2-2. Mark Kotze said after the game, Brian Snitker called over and just wanted to apologize for that pitch getting away from his guy. And Kotze sounded pretty blown away by the fact that Snitker would make that call, but understanding Wilson, kind of a budding young star, and really wanted to make sure there were no hard feelings. Ground ball foul, still 2-2.
I don't know how I feel about that. Should managers across the league be making phone calls after accidental? I mean, unless he felt like his guy went rogue and did it on purpose, which I highly doubt.
Yeah. 2-2. Suarez grounds it foul. So no wave, but everybody's doing the cell phone flashlights. I don't think we've seen that this year very much. Thanks for a great visual. 2-2. The pitch, and Suarez another ground ball foul left side.
I can't say I understand it, but, to each his own.
The flashlights are calling over.
the flashlights. I can't understand the calling over either, but that's just a guy trying to show some courtesy to the other side of who might be missing their guy for some time now.
2-2. Suarez grounds it foul again.
Snitker, that's just a guy with his heart in the right place, reaching out on the other side. You just don't ever hear about that.
Yeah. Ninth pitch of the at-bat, about to be delivered. 5 straight foul balls, and now a fastball down and in to fill the count, 3-2. Diamondbacks with a 5-run lead. They've got 2 on and 2 out here in the 7th inning. And now with the count 3-2, Perdomo and Marte will be on the move. 10th pitch of the at-bat about to be delivered. And a check swing on a ball down. A foul tip on the check swing into the catcher's mitt. That's strike 3 and the end of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left. Time to stretch at Petco Park. Diamondbacks 6 and the Padres 1 on the Padres Radio Network.
Remember when customer service mattered? At the grilling store at Hillcrest Ace Hardware.
Anytime we can put on these uniforms, the same ones that those guys played before us in the Negro Leagues, it's an honor to put it on and to share this field with them.
It's a piece of history, so to be able to wear it present day is honestly an unreal feeling. Once the lights are on and the anthem takes place and you're standing there on the line, it'll sink in as to what this moment really means, because I do think it's a meaningful day.
Big savings, baby. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs, you'll find a ride, just ask for me.
DCH Honda of Mission Valley. Driven by deals, powered by people.
baseball is taking over the ATL with the game's biggest events. The action begins with the T-Mobile Home Run Derby on ESPN July 14th at 5 p.m. Then catch the 95th MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard July 15th at 4 on Fox.
Gavin Sheets leads off in the bottom of the 7th inning. Merrill and Bogarts to follow. Arizona ahead 6-1. Brandon Pfaadt trying to finish 7 innings for just the second time in his career. 1-0 to Sheets is a fastball strike. 7th inning stretch was brought to you by Bulkhead Energy, built by heroes for heroes, the go-to energizer for military, first responders, and essential workers of all professions. Drink Bulkhead Energy, fuel for heroes. Go to bulkheadenergy.com. 1-1, fouled right back towards us. And the count is now 1-2 on Sheets, who is 0 for 2 on the evening. Pfaadt has gotten 1 out in the 7th inning 1 time this year. That was back against the Dodgers at the beginning of May. Only time in his career he's finished 7 was August of 2023 at Oracle Park. Trying to do it here tonight. He's got the 5-run lead. 1-2 to Sheets. The pitch to Gavin is a broken bat, foul back behind home plate. Maybe he didn't break his bat. Here comes the lumber, brought to you by Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers. Fix it, build it, enjoy it. Sounded funny, but bat is good, and so is Sheets. Here's the 1-2. And that is launched in the air to deep right field. Carroll went back, but all he can do is watch, and deep into the lower deck for Gavin Sheets. Long home run, his 14th of the season. He has now driven in 50 runs this year. And the Padres get one back. It's 6-2.
No doubter. 110 off the bat. He caught a hanging sweeper that went right into the swing. This was not a cheapie at all. Cuts the lead to 4. Solo shot for Gavin. 14th of the year, RBI number 50.
437 feet. That's something to smile about. Brought to you by Smile Spirits. Real vodka cocktails, not a boring seltzer. Try Smile Spirits' bold flavor with no sugary aftertaste. Here's Jackson Merrill. He swings at the first pitch. Sends one a mile high into right. Not deep at all. Carroll looking for it in the gloaming. And he makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Smile Spirits available at Crisp Beverages and Natural Foods downtown, or visit smilespirits.com, making San Diego smile. Prior to about 60 seconds ago, Xander Bogaerts was the only Padre to have crossed home plate tonight. He bats here with 1 out and nobody on. 6-2 Diamondbacks in the bottom of the 7th inning. 80th pitch of the night for Pfaadt, and a ground ball towards third base, backhanded by Suarez, and the throw to first is in time. So 2 outs, and Cronenworth coming up. He has continued to see Pfaadt well, doubled in his last at bat, and now 8 for 18 against him in his career. An absolutely beautiful sunset tonight here in San Diego. See the very tail end of it now, just beyond the left field line. First pitch, Cronenworth takes a backup cutter for a strike, and 0-1 from Pfaadt. Sky at center and right is a deep midnight blue, a shade lighter in left with some orange in the distance. Ball low, 1-1. 72 degrees at first pitch tonight. It's probably come down a couple of ticks since then.
Not much, though.
1-1. The pitch. And Jake takes a little bit up and in. 2 balls and a strike. You look at that map that shows you the temperatures for everywhere on the country. We're living right.
Yep. Real right.
2-1. And Jake swings. Pops it into left center field. Gurriel and Thomas both coming in. It'll be Gurriel. And he makes the catch at the inning. Padres get 1 on the Gavin Sheets homer. And we head to the 8th inning now. 6-2 D-backs on the Padres Radio Network.
Nobody likes an old, yuck, ugly bath.
Talk to me.
This is called a Crawford dog. Hamburger bun.
Yes.
2 split top Angus beef hot dogs griddled on the skillet, on the plancha.
Amazing.
And then we do a bacon onion jam with Crawford Bach beer.
Pick it up like a burger.
Pick it up like a burger and you just go in, man.
Let's go to town. Dude. Oh, best hot dog I've ever had. Best hot dog I've ever had. I love this, man.
This is how I grew up eating hot dogs.
Renew 3. Only at Hyundai of El Cajon. $169 per month lease with $61.50 due on approved credit. Not all will qualify, plus tax, title, license, $150 title and registration processing fee. Rebates and incentives to dealer. 36-month lease. 10,000 miles per year through HMF. Expires August 3rd, 25.
Hey, Padre fan. Just like you, my pets are family. That's why I trust Petco for the food they love and the services they need to stay happy and healthy, all at great prices. Petco, official pet partner of the San Diego Padres.
Eduardo Nunez comes on to throw for the 4th time in his major league career. Top of the 8th, 6-2 Diamondbacks. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. leads off. McCarthy and English to follow. 5, 6, and 7. Nunez takes over for Wandy Peralta, who really had to work for 3 outs last inning, but he got him. First pitch on the way, and Gurriel takes a fastball top of the zone. Called a ball, 1-0. Wandy struck out 3 batters, and with 2 outs gave up a double and a walk. And in order to get his 3 outs last inning, Peralta had to throw 28 pitches. Here's the 1-0, and Gurriel flinches, takes again at the top of the zone for a ball, 2-0. Gurriel tonight, 1 out of 2 with a double, a walk, and a pop-up to left field. Nunez deals the 2-0 pitch, is way high and inside. That spins Gurriel away. 3-0. Pitching change brought to you by Miramar Kitchen and Bath. When it's time to upgrade your kitchen or bath, think of San Diego's top kitchen and bath remodelers for more than 30 years. Visit MiramarKitchenandBath.com to book your free consultation today. Gurriel takes and down the middle at the bottom of the zone. A called strike, 3-1. Final game of this 4-game series coming up tomorrow. Again at 6:40, Randy Vasquez on the mound against the left-hander, Eduardo Rodriguez. Padres and Diamondbacks have played each other very evenly the last few years, but Arizona took 2 out of 3 in Phoenix. 3-1 pitch is hit hard on a line up the left field side. That'll get down and a base hit. It will bounce and roll to the base of the wall. Trenton Brooks picks it up and sends it in. A leadoff double for Gurriel here in the 8th inning. Same thing he did when he began the 6th, his last time up. 20 doubles now on the season for Gurriel Jr.
Got himself a nice series so far. 3 hits the first night. Has 2 here tonight. Another lead double.
McCarthy, the batter, 0 for 2, the sacrifice. He moved Gurriel to third back in the 6th inning, but Cease would strike out the next 2 guys and leave him there. Padres thinking about a potential bunt again. Manny in at third. He doesn't show it, and he takes a slider that was about a foot outside for a called strike, 0-1. McCarthy, a couple of half swings as he waits on Nunez. Left-hand hitter, and a chopper slowly towards second. Cronenworth charges it. Long glove flip is in time. Gurriel advances to third base, 1 away. And Jake really has sort of patented that move. He is the master of the long glove flip over on the right side of the infield.
It's not an easy play, especially from that distance. But he has seemingly had the comfort of understanding when to let the ball come out the glove so that it doesn't flip up into the air and get out number 1.
There was a period of time where we called it the Cronin flip. It was happening somewhere. Here's Tristan English, swings to the first pitch, grounds it to third base, off Manny's glove. He's got it, spins and throws to first in time. That'll get a run home as Gurriel, who was not initially trying to score, was able to do so when Machado bobbled it, and it's now 7-2.
I think Manny might have had just as much of an opportunity to get him at home, but I think his internal clock was going off loudly. And plus, he was turning away. It would have been a much harder throw to get it to home versus his momentum on the turn being able to get him to first. He gets it out. But the Diamondbacks score a run.
For a brief second there, Tristan English might have thought that he caught the break he needed to catch in order to collect his first Major League hit.
Wrong guy.
Stop hitting it to that one. Here's McCann, 2 outs, nobody on. They cash in the double, and a fastball away, 1-0. Kevin Ginkel, who picked up a save in Game 1 on Monday night, is throwing in the Diamondback bullpen now. Brandon fought 7 very strong innings. Only the second time in his career he got through 7. 1-0, and McCann takes downstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. Nice Naima for McCann, who homered in the 3rd, walked and scored in the 5th. Officially 1 for 2 as he struck out last time. That was the last batter that Cease faced. Dillon went 6 tonight, but gave up 6 runs. Pitch outside, 3-0. All 6 on homers. McCann solo shot in the 3rd, Suarez solo shot in the 4th, and the Perdomo grand slam in the 5th. Three and 0, and a little bit outside, ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to the 8-hitter. Second time that McCann has been passed tonight. And Alec Thomas will come to bat with 2 outs and a man aboard.
O'Neill missing with the heater. Now he'll take his shot at Alec Thomas.
Thomas 1 out of 3 with a single and 2 strikeouts. First pitch swinging, fouls it away left side. Padres not necessarily chipped away, but they got one back last inning on the Sheets homer. But the Diamondbacks have answered that run by getting it back here in the 8th. 7-2 Arizona. 0-1 to Thomas. And he takes way outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 14 homers now for Gavin Sheets, though. 1 off his career high. As great of a story as we've had in San Diego this year. Pitch is a strike on the outside part of the plate. 1-2 to Thomas. McCann at first, 2 down here in the 8th inning. The pitch. And Thomas swings and misses at a curveball, strike 3. That'll end the inning. Diamondbacks get a run on a hit. They leave a guy. And after 7.5, 7-2 Snakes on the Padres Radio Network.
Tony Gwynn Jr. here. The baseball season is upon.
Hank Greenberg helped popularize the first baseman's mitt, holding a massive 13-inch pocketed glove. That was quickly banned, reducing the maximum size to 12 inches. Paul Richards also developed a black hole-sized catcher's mitt. This ginormous thing, measuring 42 inches in circumference, was known as Big Bertha, or the Elephant, for its massive size. It was swiftly outlawed as well.
and 3 times the Febreze freshness versus Gain Original Liquid.
Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings for next level laundry.
Bottom of the 8th inning, Elias Diaz, Trenton Brooks, and Fernando Tatis Jr. 8-9-1 coming up for the Padres, and Brandon Pfaadt is still out there for the Diamondbacks. He's already thrown a career-high tying 7 innings, and now going to try and get an out in the 8th for the first time in his young Major League career. First at bat for Diaz, who came on defensively in the 6th inning after Trenton Brooks hit for Maldonado. Pfaadt is ready, and the first pitch on the way. Diaz flinches and takes that sinker for a strike. 0-1. The trust and will score is the Diamondbacks 7 and the Padres 2. 0-1 to Diaz, and Elias with a big rip and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes. Pfaadt will step back, go out of the windup and deal, and the pitch is way away. So now 1-2 to Diaz. Mentioned Maldonado started. Diaz was behind the dish yesterday, 0 for 3 in the 1-0 win. Hitting .202 on the year, 4 homers and 11 RBIs. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. That's strike 3. And for the first time in his career, Brandon Pfaadt has gotten an out in the 8th inning.
He's thrown the ball well. He's gotten the run support from his ball club, and he is obliged with putting together one of his better performances, really, of his career.
88 pitches as he's got an out here in the 8th. 59 strikes, 29 balls. He has been outstanding. Here's Brooks, and he fouls it straight back for strike 1. Don't forget, Brandon Pfaadt, in August of 2023, took a no-hitter into the 7th inning against the Padres. Soto doubled with 1 out in the 7th to break it up. That was a scoreless game, though, and the Padres would end up winning. Different story to this point here tonight. 0-1, Brooks fouls it back, strike 2.
Been in command. He's been efficient. And, we often talk about it. Best way to get deep in the ball game is to be efficient. Here he is, 90 pitches, 91st pitch coming here in the bottom of the 8th.
Brooks was out of the box, now back in. Second at bat of the night for Trenton, who hit for Maldonado in the 5th and struck out. Stayed in to play left field, and he takes high ball 1.
And he's not punching a lot of guys. 3 punch outs in this ball game.
Yeah, he hasn't thrown more than 18 pitches in an inning. And that one was the outlier. Ball in the air, up the left field line. Gurriel way over. He's got room and right in fair ground. He makes the catch for the second out. They say generally, right, ideally, you want to keep it about 16 pitches per inning for a starter. I'm going to do some quick math here to see what he's been averaging. And in the first 7 innings, he was at about 12 pitches per inning. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
And so that gives you some wiggle room a little bit later on should you run into a little bit of some issues. But
0-1 to Tatis is outside.
I don't know that is, we talk about the average amount of pitches in an inning that you like to have. I don't know that that's in the forefront of most pitchers' minds in today's game. And Pfaadt certainly doing a good job here tonight.
Check swing by Tatis on a ball outside, and now 2-1 with 2 outs and nobody on. By the way, this is the first time all year an Arizona starter has gotten an out in the 8th inning. And he's gotten 2 of them. Here's the 2-1, and Tatis swings and misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
The change up. Hold the zone. Moves the count to 2-2.
Kid knows how to pitch. He's been doing it all night long. 2-2 to Tatis. Pfaadt delivers. Fernando takes. Low and outside. Ball 3. Stay tuned for the Al Casino Resort Padre postgame show with Sam immediately following the game. I know there's a fire out that way earlier today. Hope everything's all right. 3-2. And Tatis just gets a piece, fouls it off the catcher McCann. 7-2 Diamondbacks with 2 outs and nobody on in the bottom of the 8th inning. Fought shakes off his catcher McCann twice. Now they are in agreement. 3-2 to Tatis. Here's the pitch. Fernando takes on the inside corner. Strike 3 called. Second strikeout of the inning for Brandon Pfaadt, who has thrown 8 innings here tonight. On to the 9th. Arizona leads at 7-2 on the Padres radio network.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the
Sometimes artifacts in the collection of the Hall of Fame can tell multiple stories. This is the earliest known Yankees baseball cap in existence. It tells a story of a very early baseball cap and of a guy who just had a cup of coffee in the big leagues. But there's actually a hidden story inside this cap. There's another name written in the cap. So who's Dolan?
Gosh, we've gone to Sea Dogs games since we were kids.
I've been coming to see the Sea Dogs for the last 30 years. Great experience.
Everybody here is just bends over backwards to help people out and wish the world was like it is right here at the ballpark.
We've always wanted to be more than just a baseball team. We want to be strong, active, contributing members of the community. And I think that effort is seen by the people and the fans, and they want to support that effort.
So while your regular antiperspirant sounds like this, Old Spice Fiji sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
Top of the order for the Diamondbacks in the top of the 9th inning. Eduardo Nunez out for a second inning of work with the visitors ahead 7-2. Corbin Carroll, who's had a tough night, takes outside ball 1. Carroll 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. And he has now struck out 9 out of his last 16 at-bats. 1-0 from Nunez, whose command has been kind of hit or miss so far tonight. And a sharp grounder foul right side, 1-1. Last inning, Nunez gave up the leadoff double to Gurriel. Tristan English hit a ground ball to bring him home. He would walk McCann before striking out Thomas to end the inning. Now dealing with the top of the order here in the 9th. 1-1. Here's the pitch. And Carroll hits it in the air to deep right field. Fernando racing straight back. He's at the wall. This one gonna go up over the old fence in right field. And Corbin Carroll erases his browser history. 4 strikeouts earlier, and now a home run in the 9th inning. Diamondbacks lead at 8-2.
That'll erase at least 2 of them. Got the fastball up in the zone. That's where it's actually a breaking ball. And he stayed on that nicely.
And he is so strong.
Man. Compact swing, and he's adjusted to make it even more compact this season. Solo shot puts the D-backs up 8-2.
Marte takes high ball 1. That is the 4th home run they have hit tonight. 3 solo shots in the Grand Slam.
He adjusted his hands. Used to have kind of a flat bat. Now it's kind of already set in an area in which he can get to the launch position sooner.
Here's a pop-up floated right behind second. Bogarts makes the catch for the first out. So 21 homers, 46 runs batted in for Corbin Carroll, who is headed to the All-Star game. Diamondbacks with a 6-run lead here in the top of the 9th inning. And what was The sellout crowd has thinned out quite a bit. 43,066 paid to get in tonight. Here's Perdomo, switch hitter from the left side. He takes in the dirt, ball 1. Major League Baseball, I don't know if they announced it today or if it leaked out, but we found out today that they would be using the ABS system at the All-Star game next week. Here's the 1-0. And Perdomo pops it into left center field. Merrill going over. Brooks there as well. Brooks will call for it. And he steps in front of Merrill to make the catch. 2 down. And no matter whatever you think about ABS, it's a perfect opportunity to get it in front of a lot of baseball fans' eyes.
You couldn't ask for a better stage. Quite frankly, it's better than spring training. It's better than anything that you could possibly come up with outside of a regular season game, which that was never going to happen. So you get a chance to showcase it at one of the biggest stages you have.
Yeah, perfect time, perfect place. It's also going to be hilarious watching these guys try and use it in that setting. Suarez takes way up and in, ball 1, and I think it might have caught him on the hand. Suarez was upset the other night at Nunez on a pitch that came up and in, and now he's kind of holding the outside of his left hand, sort of the side of the hand or that pinky.
It definitely caught him.
Suarez being checked on, and Torey Lovello is talking to the home plate umpire, Trip Gibson, who's the crew chief. He doesn't look thrilled. There's a 98-mile-an-hour fastball, and it kind of looked like it almost grazed the top of his hand, up the knuckles.
It did. It grazed the knuckles.
And now the umpires are going to get together. So Lovello presumably was kind of angling for these guys to issue a warning. And now they're going to talk about it and see if they should. I mean, I didn't see anything intentional there other than just a young guy who doesn't have great command.
Who's had not had great command this whole outing.
It's his 4th Major League appearance. Suarez on his way to first base gets a pat on the back from Luis Ariz, who tries to defuse the situation a little bit. I mean, issuing a warning here, it's kind of harmless, but it would also be silly, and they're not going to do it, which I appreciate. Just unnecessary.
Right. It almost escalates things without there needing to be a reason to escalate them.
Yeah. So nice job by these guys getting together and talking about it. Trip Gibson is a fill-in crew chief. Marvin Hudson is out. And Trip using his powers well there. Man on first, 2 outs, top of the 9th inning. Lourdes Gurriel Jr., who has had a big night, is at the dish. 8-2 Arizona here in the 9th. Pitch from Nunez is a slider for a strike, 0-1. Gurriel doubled against Nunez to welcome him to the game last inning. Came in to score. Also doubled in the 6th and walked in the 4th. Diamondbacks, 8 runs, 8 hits. 4 homers. 7 of the 8 runs via home run. 0-1 pitch is fouled away, strike 2. Trustin will score. Diamondbacks 8, Pods 2. Padres will have Ariz, Machado, and Sheets in the bottom of the 9th inning. Nunez kicks and fires, and a swing and a miss at a pitch that may have hit him or nearly did.
Well, he swung, so whether it hit him or not, I don't think is relevant because it's a full swing. And he fouled it off.
It almost hit him. And yet, he was able to foul it off, and just an awkward offer by Gurriel. And it is quite clearly not a comfortable at-bat right now against Eduardo Nunez.
This would be a 3 fingers down for the slider. We saw him throw 2 sliders to start this at-bat, and Gurriel was already thinking about what he had just saw with Suarez.
0-2. Nunez deals, and it was a slider that he's able to pop foul into the terrace in front of the press box here behind the Padre dugout. So the count remains no balls, 2 strikes. Suarez at first, 2 outs, 0-2. on Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Nunez, long pause now to pitch, and in the dirt outside, kicks off the glove of Elias Diaz, and Suarez will advance up to first base. Second base, excuse me. It'll be a wild pitch. So a hit by pitch and a wild pitch has put Suarez into scoring position with 2 outs here in the 9th inning. Diamondbacks 1 for 7 with RISP tonight, but again, thanks to the home run, doesn't really matter. Nunez's 30th pitch about to be delivered. Nobody throwing in the bullpen. On 1-2, Gurriel takes low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mentioned Nunez command issues, not just the hit batter and the wild pitch. I mean, he's thrown 30 pitches, only 2 more strikes than balls. Now 2-2 to Gurriel. Here's the pitch on the way, and a ground ball foul in front of the third base coach, Sean Larkin. That one almost hit. So these guys are they're not seeing it well. They don't appear to be enjoying it. Two and two. Again, the pitch is fouled back. So another long at bat here. Remember, Suarez went 10 pitches against Wandy Peralta in the 7th inning. That was the 8th pitch of this at bat. Dylan C. started, allowed 6 runs in 6 innings. Wandy worked the 7th, and now Nunez trying to take down the 8th and the 9th. Diamondbacks with a 6-run lead. 2-2 again to Gurriel. 9th pitch of the at-bat is on the way. And he hits it in the air, high and deep to left field. Brooks has a play, though. And in front of the warning track, he'll make the call and make the catch to end the inning. Arizona gets 1 on the homer by Carroll, but they leave Suarez at second base. And we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Diamondbacks 8, Padres 2 on the Padres Radio Network.
All right, Ryan, PSA dove in. Do we have them graded?
We do. This is the first set of graded cards from the 2024 Topps MLB Network set.
I'm so excited about this.
Yeah.
Now, they all have the same grade, or?
No.
So one of us will be like the highest graded card.
Could be. There could be multiple. So first up, we got Mark DeRosa.
See what D-Rose. Of course, D-Rose a 10 out of 10. Handsome, athletic. All right.
Steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Bottom of the 9th inning, Padres coming to bat, trailing 8-2. Manny Machado will be coming up after Luis Arraez. But first, we pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Padres Radio Network.
KWFN and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
Hey, this is Dylan Cease. You're listening to Padres Baseball on the Padres Radio Network.
And Odyssey Sports Station.
With Tony Gwynn Jr. and our producer-engineer Dave Marcus, I'm Jesse Agler. Padres come to bat down 8-2 in the bottom of the 9th inning. And for the first time tonight, they will not have to face Brandon Pfaadt. Pfaadt went 8 tonight, allowed 2 runs on 4 hits. Did not walk a batter, struck out 4, and only threw 99 pitches. Kevin Ginkel, who got the save on Monday night and brought his ERA down to 9 while doing so, is on the mound, and he delivers a fastball strike to Arise, 0-1. Bullpen has been a major problem for the Diamondbacks this year. Pitch low, 1-1. Got one of the best offenses in baseball. They're 45-47. That's one of the very main reasons why. See if the Padres can make things uncomfortable over in that visiting dugout here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Pitch is hit hard on the ground to first base. English has it well off the line. He'll bring it himself, and that's out number 1. Pitching change brought to you by Sid's Carpet Barn. Sid's Carpet Barn stands alone as San Diego's floor covering leader with a huge selection of premium high-end choices to quality budget-friendly options. Sid's has you covered.
Pott pretty much took care of that on his own today. 8 strong on only 99 pitches.
First pitch to Manny, swung on and missed. Started him off with a slider, 0-1. Machado 0 for 3 tonight. Pitch here, swung on and missed. Back-to-back sliders, got the whiff both times. And Ginkel ahead, no balls, 2 strikes. .640 again tomorrow night for the final game of this 4-game series. Here's the 0-2. Manny swings and misses, strike 3. Padres down to their final out now in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Good fastball right on the outside corner. And Manny goes down swinging.
He'll be left up to Gavin Sheets to keep this thing going. Hit a home run in his last at bat, 437 out to very deep right field. That made it 6-2, but the Diamondbacks have added 2 since then. And a fastball up and away, 1-0. Padres have played so many tight games, a lot like the one we saw last night. This has been an outlier. 1-0 pitch is a strike. Not very many times in 2025 have the Padres come to bat down to their final out, down by 6. But that is the situation here tonight. 1-1 the pitch, and Sheets takes low and outside, ball 2. Base is empty, 2 outs. Here's the 2-1. Sheets takes a breaking ball that backs up and misses outside. And now 3-1 from Ginkel. 24th appearance of the year for the San Diegan. And like we said, Ginkel's ERA an even 9. 3-1 is a looper into right field. Carroll charging in. He'll slide forward and make the catch to end the game. A 1-2-3 ninth for Kevin Ginkel. And the Diamondbacks slugged their way to an 8-2 victory here in Game 3 of this series. Wrap it up tomorrow night against the Diamondbacks at 6:40. Vasquez and Rodriguez. Take a break, come back, give you some final thoughts and the totals here tonight on the Padres Radio Network.
Are you looking to up your grilling game? Start with Jensen Premium Beef Patties. Our all-natural, 100% real beef patties are made locally. When you bite into a Jensen beef patty, you can taste all the real beef flavor and the quality we stand for. Look for the black box in the frozen section at Food for Less. Jensen Meat, a proud sponsor of the Padres Radio Network.
James, you wear a lot of hats. You're a veteran and household chef, a self-taught barber, and dream chaser, and student.
Here we go. The moment y'all been waiting for.
The summer movie event comes home.
It's a date.
It's an educational experience.
All the best.
Let's make a Karate Kid.
Make it a legendary movie night.
Focus!
You might actually survive a fight or 2.
That went well. I told him that.
No, I taught him that. Karate Kid Legends, now on digital.
From about 1905 to 1925 or so,